Now, let's talk about Mozambique currently feeling the wrath of the global climate crisis, or at least parts of that country. It's only the third month of the year, and Mozambique has already been hit by several cyclones. 53 people have been killed by the latest storm, Cyclone Gombe, which hit a few days ago the northern province of Nampula. The cyclone left a trail of disaster, with many people remaining in need of humanitarian aid. Malawi and Madagascar have also not been spared from these tropical storms recently. Let's talk more about this, and I'm going to be joined now by regional climate modeling expert Genito Maure. Genito, good afternoon. Thank you very much. We've seen, I think it's about 5 that have really caused a bit of damage, all the way from Madagascar. We had earlier in the year, we have the tropical storm Anna, then we had Batsirai, and then we had Dumako, and Mnati as well brought a lot of rain as well to the northern parts of Mozambique. And now Cyclone Gombe, and we still, I'm told, in the middle of the cyclone season. Should we anticipate, and is Mozambique preparing for more damage to come for future cyclones?
Thank you very much for having me here. Well, that's an interesting topic in the sense that, especially because of where we are located, we are located in a place where it's the normal path of tropical cyclones in this region. So our location is one of the elements that affects us the most, especially when it comes to tropical cyclones. To add to that, we are located downstream of the 9 of the 15 major river basins in southern Africa. So regardless if the rain is falling in Mozambique, if it falls, for example, in Malawi or in Zimbabwe, we are to expect some flooding caused by excess rainfall. So yeah, we still have to brace ourselves and prepare ourselves for the season. The season is not over yet.
Yes, that's what we're hearing. And if you talk about Cyclone Gombe, that will be number 7. So who knows what's coming there in the future. But from the reports we're getting, I mean, there's a humanitarian situation that has happened. The people have lost livelihoods, homes have been destroyed, infrastructure has been destroyed, and people have been displaced. It's just like this cyclone season is just getting worse and worse every year.
Yes, I mean there are some information that can be extracted from the last IPCC reports that is showing that I mean, if we are to base ourselves, to reference ourselves on the 1980s, the so-called satellite era. The proportion of severe tropical cyclones, I'm talking those of category 3 to 5, for example, Batsirai and Gombe, has increased lately. So, yeah, these things are getting worse and worse.
Is Mozambique prepared to deal with this?
I would say we are partly prepared to deal with this in terms of experience. We know that the danger, we are living in a dangerous place, but of course, to be able to respond to this kind of events, it requires that, for example, the population is able to, for example, to obey the orders from the authorities. We are having some issues, especially with those communities living near the river line, because that's where they practice agriculture and they have their goods. So when you tell them to move away from that location, it's very difficult for them to accept that, I mean, without any resistance. So, yeah. Being able to respond means not only the authorities but also the communities that are in danger. Yeah, and
the low-lying areas. The low-lying areas always prone to flooding, which does not make it easy. Very briefly, Janito, as we conclude, how would you describe or characterize currently the devastation that's been left by Cyclone Gombe in Nampula province and the northern parts of Sofala province and parts of Tete province?
as you said at the beginning, the Cyclone Gombe is now, I think, in a form of a tropical depression. So it's still over, the center of it is still over the Zambezia province. So there were several meetings these days trying to assess the damage, the impact that the cyclone has caused. But it's very difficult, especially if you have to, resort to remote sensing to assess some remote areas that are now are not accessible now. So the death toll is saying something around 51 people dead, which means less people dead than during Idai and Kenneth. But still, we do expect, especially in terms of infrastructure damage, there's going to be a lot of damage. Yeah, and
Thank you very
it's going
much.
to be somehow compared to, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Janito Maure, regional climate modeling expert, talking to us live there from Maputo, just giving us a sense of the scale of the devastation caused by the latest cyclone Gombe, which now he says has become a tropical storm and it's over the northern province of Zambezia. At least 51 Mozambicans have been killed in the last few days in the latest cyclone, and we're still not yet over the cyclone season in Southern Africa. Things still could get worse. And you tell me that climate change is not a reality?